welcome to Synthaholics. This is your host, David Duncan, and with me is...
Ian. Hello, David. We're back. We just said that, but we're back again. Now we're back twice.
We're back even more than we used to be. And you know, it's been just like a couple weeks since we talked about Oppenheimer. That movie was a blast.
Oh boy. You've been saving that one? You've been saving that one since the last time we podcasted?
Yeah, I've been saving it since the last time we podcasted. That movie was an absolute blast, Brian.
It was just one blast.
It had only one blast in it. But you know, they had a couple into Florence Pugh, so that's pretty good.
There was, well, I mean, in the movie there was other blasts too, but we didn't see those blasts.
I mean, they're alluded to. I mean, if Florence Pugh rides it a couple times, so he blasted.
There could have been up to 3 blasts.
Oppenheimer did explode at least twice.
Yeah, at least twice there were
at least twice. Yeah, and you know, it's been a fantastic summer, and you know, and
it's still summer for us.
It's still summer for us. Quit ruining the illusion, Brian.
Oh, my bad.
It's only been.
It was a big week. It was a big Barbieheimer weekend.
Yeah, it was a big...
back in the summer, so we thought, you know, this is the perfect time after Barbieheimers to talk about Oppenheimer when it came out, and now we're gonna talk about Barbie 6 months later.
Well, okay, yeah. Well, anyway, it's been 6 months later. I wanted to pretend the idea of this was to pretend like no time has passed. Anyway.
Oh. No time has passed. It's only been 6 minutes.
It's only been 2 weeks since the last time we were on the podcast.
Yeah, obviously.
Anyway,
our upload schedule is still like that.
Yeah. Anyway, since Brian has revealed it's been 6 months, and everyone in real time understands it's been 6 months, things have changed. I no longer live in Western New York. I live in Virginia. And then I live
in Guam.
And then it took me many months to find a job. And then my computer almost committed seppuku with my old audio interface. Now I have a new audio interface, and hopefully things will be going much smoother going forward into the future with the show. We're also changing our format slightly, where we're going to mostly focus on getting the podcast in for the specific topic we are talking about, and our video game discussion will be exclusively on the ye old YouTube. So
we're being separated.
Yeah, we're being separated. So we're gonna do that.
We're divorced now.
We're gonna do things a little bit differently, just so people can get to the topic quickly, and then get off the podcast. And then if you're interested in gaming, stop by the YouTube channel, subscribe, and we will be talking video games there on a separate type video. So that's the way it's gonna be. But Barbie, that was a movie that came out, Brian.
It came out 6 months ago. But for us, only 2 minutes.
Oh, for us, only 2 weeks ago. For those of you versed in Deep Space Nine, like the prophets moved us 6 months into the future. For us, it's only been a very short amount of time.
Exactly.
So, Brian, what is your overall score for the ye old Barbie film?
Well, I feel like I don't know what I feel like. I didn't like the movie. Like 4. 3. Actually 3. I didn't like it at all.
Oh, wow. You're gonna give it a 3? I'm gonna give it a 6.
A 6?
Yeah, I'm giving it a 6. I didn't like the movie. I don't see, like, there's movies that are like, I'd recommend people to watch them for the visual aspect of them. Like some movies are fun to watch but are bad movies, and some movies are just bad movies and not fun to watch at all. Barbie is the former, where like I liked watching the film. I liked the visuals of the film. I liked the way it was shot. Lots of practical sets. The weird dance numbers, like getting a bunch of people on stage at the same time doing something. It was interesting, and I feel like, I don't know, I guess I don't watch a lot of musicals, so I don't typically see things like that. But you know, in a world where everything is CG all the time and like up in your face.
Wait, hold on. You ready for this?
What?
All of it was CG. Well, they said it was practical, and then they lied.
Well,
it actually was CG.
A lot of it was CG, but the thing is, like, her house and the houses next to her were real, and they looked
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
those
I
they
mean,
look real.
they were obvious sets they were on, but yeah, anything further out was definitely CG, absolutely. But I mean, a lot of the up close shots were on actual practical sets, which were fantastic. I thought it looked really cool, and it was an interesting way to do a movie. I just wasn't invested in it from the story, and man, for a children's movie, it had so much that would go above a children's head. Plus, the runtime just doesn't seem like it'd be an optimal children's movie. I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely not targeted for us.
Oh, sure, sure.
Not at all.
But the thing is, I mean, whether it's targeted at us or not, I really enjoyed the visual aspect of the Barbie movie. I thought the
It made me feel like I was in Barbie Land. What's the IGN thing that they always say? It makes you feel like you are in
you
Barbie
it
Land.
makes you feel like you are Batman. Yeah, it makes you really feel like you
Yeah.
are in Barbie Land. I mean, the fact that they were like using actual like scaled up versions of Barbie toys, so it's cool. It was a really cool way to do a toy movie.
Well, yeah.
I just wasn't super invested in the story, and
Did you
that's what
laugh
took
at
it
all?
down.
There was a lot of people or reviews and other people that I've talked to about it when it came out that they thought it was funny. I thought Ken was kind of funny, but I guess I would because I'm a guy. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that's exclusive to guys or whatever.
Well, I think
But
go ahead.
I didn't laugh at all.
I laughed once in the film. There's very much like the Flash. When we talked about the Flash. I laughed at the very end whenever it was George Clooney. I was like,
I showed George Clooney.
and whenever George Clooney,
You let out a hearty chuckle.
I think I laughed at a
Ah.
single ha. The part that got me in Barbie was when Ken took off his sunglasses, or no, he put on It's either took off sunglasses and took off, or he put on two pairs of sunglasses. I thought that was pretty funny.
That was your moment.
That was the moment where I got like, oh, I'm enjoying this. I thought that was pretty clever.
Now, do you think they're gonna make a Barbie cinematic universe, or did they say they're going to? How much did this movie? How much money did this movie make? I mean, it had to make a ton. Are they gonna? I'm sure they're gonna make another one.
Maybe I don't think I've heard any concrete plans whether or not they're actually going to make another Barbie film. What's interesting is like all the discourse around this film when it came out was massive. How it was like super, hateful on men and all this other stuff like that. It just, I mean, like, kind
Does that
of.
stuff bother you? It doesn't bother me at all. I don't care.
I mean,
Like it's like make a movie, make it a movie. It is
the,
what it is. I'm not
the
offended.
I mean, the discourse made it seem like it was a lot worse than it actually was. I mean, like it kind of was what it kind of was what it was. It was a, I mean, for a movie, they use the word patriarchy a whole lot for a movie designed for kids.
I still don't know what that means.
Exactly. Yeah, it was interesting. I think the runtime was a little bit long. I think they could have done a
When it got to
little bit
that
shorter
final act,
film.
the final act when they went like back to Barbie Land, I thought the movie was ending, and then there was like a whole other like 30
30,
minutes
40
of them being in like Barbie Land.
and the whole like
I was shocked about that kind of. I thought for sure it was about to end, but it did not.
and it was a lot longer than I thought it was. I mean, I don't know. It was.
Just being pro woman or pro man or whatever the movie wanted to be, that's cool with me. I don't have any problem with that. Go ahead. If you want to make a pro woman movie, go make a woman movie. That's cool.
I mean, this didn't make me laugh, but the fact that Ken thought horses were part of the patriarchy, I thought it was funny and like in my head, like it's a funny concept, but it did never make me laugh. I just like that he
Well,
liked that he
it
had
had a lot of
horses.
goofy concepts. There's a
Yeah,
lot of goofy stuff that goes on, but none of it was like it was like clever kind of goofy, whereas like they were just kind of like poking fun or stereotypes or whatever. But other than that, it wasn't like I'm not sitting here crying laughing.
yeah. I mean, there were things that were funny in concept more so than they were actually funny in practice. You know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
the fact that Ken thinks that horses are the patriarchy or have something to do with
Everybody's
the
gotta
patriarchy.
wear a
I
cowboy
mean,
hat and stuff.
yeah, it's funny in concept, but not funny in like it made me laugh. whatever. But yeah, I thought the movie was really funny. It was not really. I thought it was really interesting visually. I think it's kind of a fun movie to watch from a visual standpoint. Did
My
you
favorite
did
part.
did you like the visuals at all? Did you think it was like at least visually interesting to watch?
It was it was visually better than a lot of other movies because a lot of them just feel like they're flat and they don't have like a whole lot going on. Where it doesn't feel like I'm going into anywhere else. It just kind of feels like here's like a bunch of CG, and now you're supposed to be in Gotham, or you're supposed to be, I don't know, where's another place in Middle Earth or
Wakanda.
whatever. I guess Middle Earth is a good example, but yeah,
Wakanda.
you're supposed to be in Wakanda, where they all kind of feel the same. This did like it did feel like there was a distinct difference between like Barbie Land and the real world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Other than that, I thought they did a good job. When like you're in Barbie Land, it's like, oh my gosh, we're in a different world, and they took like 5 minutes to transition from like Barbie world to the real world. Those were some of my favorite parts. There's two favorite parts I have is when they're going from like the real world to Barbie world and Barbie world to the real world. All those transitions, that was the best part for
Those
me.
were so cool, and for the most part, they were practical, which was kind of impressive that they were like had all these like cool little practical effects for. They were multi-layered. It looked bizarre. I mean, it almost looked like it almost should have been CG. But
Maybe it was.
I mean, I'm sure there was parts of them. But I mean, I saw some behind the scenes stuff.
It was probably some
There was
mixed. It was probably mixed.
well, I mean, I'm sure there was compositing. Always
Yeah.
compositing is always like color grade.
And
For the main effect, practical.
oh, for the main effect, it definitely was practical. They had like I'm sure they had that car that the like Barbie car they were driving that seemed like a real just small car. I'm sure it wasn't functional or anything, but it looked fine.
Yeah,
It
but
looked real.
the one of the funny things is I watched the Corridor Crew breakdown of Barbie and Oppenheimer, and one of the interesting things is when the car was driving past the big sign, that was an entirely CG shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the
Man,
desert with
I
the big
can't tell.
with the big sign. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It was
Getting too good.
yeah.
For my old eyes, I can't see nothing anymore. It's all real CG fake stuff.
But I think that's part of the brilliance of the way Barbie was designed from a special effects standpoint. The fact that they built a bunch of real sets that looked like plastic toys. I think that made the CG barrier to entry, especially in Barbie world, much more seamless than your standard stuff because the stuff is fake. You know what I mean? Like it's real, but it's not real. It's
It's
like
a real
plastic.
it's a real fake.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's like it's like plastic, and I feel like plastic's kind of easier to pull off in CGI because that was like problem with early CGI. Everything looked kind of like plasticky or rubbery.
Well, it's like trying to do water or something like that was really hard when they were first starting. But I guess if you're trying to make plastic, I guess we'd be really good at that now because that is like you said, it's like everything looked plastic. It's a good that's man, maybe that's why it looks so good. It's easy to do. Or
Yeah,
maybe it's hard to do. I don't know.
I don't I don't know, but it was I definitely thought it was fun from a standpoint. And since it is so much later in the future the movies come out, the people are calling for Oscar snubs for Greta Thornburg. No, I know. Greta Gerwig.
I don't know who either one of the, is that the director?
Greta Gerwig's the director. Greta Thornburg is the 6-year-old who talks about weather and climate change and whatnot.
What? Okay. Was she in this movie?
No, no, no,
What are you
no.
talking about?
She would have. You've never heard of Greta Thornburg? The like she's like a teenager or whatever. She talks about like environmental stuff.
Maybe if I
Uh,
saw her, I don't know. I don't keep up with teenagers very much.
well, she's I don't know. You also don't keep up with news very much, so
That is also true.
that might be part of why you don't know Greta Thornburg. Greta Gerwig, the director, she and Margot Robbie were snubbed, and or people were saying they were snubbed for Oscars, and the fact that Ken Ryan
Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling was
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Ken's last name. I was like, does he have a last name?
no Ken. I was trying to think of the Ryan Gosling's name. It was escaping me at the moment that he was the only one person really nominated.
I think he should have been the only person nominated. Is
I
that a
don't
hot
know.
take?
I thought Margot Robbie had more acting range. than him in the movie. I mean, she did a couple scenes where she cried and it was kind of emotional. I'm like, oh,
I'd have to see what else is nominated. I don't know what else is nominated, but I wouldn't expect maybe actor wise I'd be more okay with people getting nominated, but as a movie, I don't think that should be nominated for like best picture or anything. I don't know what else is nominated, but I feel like that's not like a top 5 movie of the year.
well, I mean, I think I mean,
Culturally, it was a big deal. But if you're going off culture, it should win. But I don't know. Do the Oscars don't go off that, do they? Or popularity? They just go off whatever they feel like. I don't know.
and, the Oscars rule list changed drastically this year, so who knows what what would be
I don't know where they're
qualifying
getting
what.
this list from, but I wouldn't expect it to win Best Picture or anything. I don't know. I guess that's probably where they're having an issue, huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they were saying she was snubbed from best director or best picture or whatever. It's not. The only person nominated, the only thing nominated from Barbie was um
Ryan
Ryan
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling as Ken, which I mean, he did a fine job. A lot of the discourse people said he like stole the show, and I'm like, he was fine.
That's what I kept hearing too.
I
Like every
did.
time he was on screen, he took control. I was like, what? What do you like? I watched it. I'm pretty sure I watched it. It seemed I don't know. He was around.
I mean, I don't think he was quite as scene steely as it was made out to
Like
be.
Heath Ledger.
No, Heath Ledger really stole him. Yeah,
He
yeah,
wasn't Heath Ledger stealing.
yeah. He absolutely was not. He was fine. He wasn't bad. I mean, I like Ryan Gosling. He's a good
It was
actor.
entertaining to watch. I got no problem. I mean, I had no problem with the acting in the movie. It just wasn't a movie for me.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
The acting and visuals look great. I mean, that's really where we're praising it. Everything else is kind of like, yeah, it's a, girl power movie. I get it, but I'm not a girl.
Yeah, yeah. That's basically where it goes. And I'm still just mad that they didn't play Barbie Girl by Aqua during the main film because that would be perfect.
There had to be a reason why they didn't. It was put in. No, it wasn't. Was it put
Mattel.
in?
It was in the credits, but it was a remix.
Oh, okay.
It
Why
wasn't.
wouldn't they put? I feel like that's like a you have to. That was
Well,
definitely talked about. They didn't just forget about it.
Mattel hated the song. Mattel was very upset about it. That's
Oh,
probably part of the
is it
reason why
like
it wasn't in the actual film. But the thing is, they used it in the trailer. I mean, one of the trailers anyway. I'm like, really? You're not going to put this in the actual film, but you're using the trailer? I'm like, come on,
they're marketing wizards, man. They know what they're doing.
guys.
Whatever they did, they figured it out, man. That
Yeah,
movie made a lot of
that
money.
movie made a ton of money. But also, like, there was Barbie and Oppenheimer for 2023, and
Barbieheimer.
not a whole lot else.
I mean, some Marvel movies came out.
Oh yeah, did anyone go see them? The answer is
That is true. What else came out? Was it just Barbieheimer? It was. We had one weekend of movies, and everything
we
else.
had
Then nothing
what?
else came out the rest of the year.
Well, I mean, the beginning of the year was Ant-Man and the Wasp, but that beat the guy who's not going to be King the Conqueror anymore.
Kane the Con. Oh, that's
Jonathan Matthews, whatever his
Matt
name was.
Majors. No, it's Majors. Majors.
Jonathan Majors. Yeah, he's not playing Kang the Conqueror anymore. So it was Ant Man and the Wasp meeting the Kang
Oh
who's not going
boy,
to be
Marvel, man.
King anymore. And then we had what else? And then we had the
Guardians of the
Marvel.
Galaxy was. I still stand by Guardians
Oh
of the Galaxy. It was.
yeah, I didn't watch any of the Marvel. I've heard good things about it from you and from other people. What else came out? So I guess three big movies: Guardians of the Galaxy, because that was like I think the only Disney movie that made like decent money. All the rest of them were kind of bombs, like Mermaid and all
Yeah.
the Marvels. Everyone seemed like they hated Nick Fury, the Secret Invasion. Like all their stuff, I've heard nothing but bad things about, and I never kind of
You're never gonna watch them.
never bothered to watch them. I don't know. Ever
What about
since
Barbie 2?
Barbie
If they
2,
do make a Barbie 2.
maybe. I mean, I'm not
That's
gonna.
a no.
I
Maybe
I'm
it's no.
I don't know. I guess it depends on how starved we are for films to watch and talk about, and what the discourse is around it.
I don't want to watch it. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a deep desire to watch Barbie 2. Um,
I hope
although,
the fans of Barbie get more Barbie for them. Okay, that's what I hope for them.
yeah, I mean, yeah, for people who love Barbie, yeah,
There's
absolutely.
nobody listening to this that loves Barbie.
True. This used to be a Star Trek podcast. But yeah, I do want to get back to doing some Star Trek stuff. We got to get Brian to watch season 2 of Deep Space Nine. I want to get Stuart and Jeff on to talk about Star Trek Picard season 3. This was like in the cards forever ago, and our schedules just didn't work out. And then I disappeared,
Then you didn't work out.
and I didn't work out for about 6 months.
Yeah. We're still getting back into the groove of things.
Gotta get back to the groove of things. And Barbie was just like, oh, it was like the big movie of last year. And Dune isn't out yet. So Dune comes out very shortly, March 1st. So I'm excited to talk about
Well,
that.
no, we're in August right
Oh
now.
yeah, August.
This is
Dune's further down
Yeah,
the
it's coming
line.
out in a couple months. We'll
Coming out in
get
a
there
couple
when we
months.
get
But I'm very much looking forward to talking about Dune 2. The trailer for that looks fantastic. Loving Christopher Walken. I love Christopher Walken. I hope he stabs someone's eye out with a soldering iron.
We'll see what happens.
See what happens.
We'll we'll see what
Oh
happens.
god, I hope he asks Paul Mudd for some more cowbell.
More cowbell! More cowbell!
He's like, the spice is nice. Well, you know what the spice could need? More cowbell.
More cowbell? Man, that's I don't know if anybody's gonna understand where we're coming from with that. Maybe they will. But
the,
yeah,
the
that's
SNL
Barbie. Barbie.
Barbie.
That's probably the next house I'll move into. Move into a Barbie house. Find a nice Barbie neighborhood. And we'll all just sing Kumbaya and have parties at night.
I mean, they're visually appealing, but they don't offer much privacy.
Or protection from like wind.
The elements, you know. Or
That's the whole point of a Barbie house. It's inclusive. Anybody, you all share. That's just how it goes. And you eat plastic food and stuff. They had that one.
the pregnant Barbie.
The one. One of the cool parts of the movie was when they were chasing Barbie. It was so ridiculous. It was like so stupid. Where like she's running through like the Mattel office, and it's kind of like a dungeon, and you have all these like cubicles all over the place, and all the like executives are running all over this room, and they're just like running through it like they're like CPUs in like a video game, whereas from like the '90s, where they're just kind of like walking certain paths.
Oh,
I thought that was
you
funny.
mean they were trying to do Pac-Man?
Yeah, they were pretty much. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I didn't. They were like doing Pac-Man with Barbie. That was the other part of the movie I enjoyed. I don't
Barbie
know why I
meets
like that part. That's the only part that
because it
like jumped
made you
out at
think of
me.
video games. That's why that's why that part was a little bit better.
Yes. Yeah, that's a Barbie right there. That's a
That's a Barbie.
Barbie.
Anyway, yeah, our podcast may be a little on the shorter side without doing any kind of news segments. Granted, there just wasn't super anything deep about Barbie, at least for me. I don't think Brian thought it
It
was
didn't
very
speak
deep.
to you in a like deep manner.
Yeah, it didn't really speak to me in a deep manner. It was just a visual spectacle. It's one of those movies that I would encourage people to watch for the visual and acting and some of the dance numbers. It was pleasing to the eye. I mean, a lot of pink, but I mean, like it was interesting, visually interesting, and that I mean, in 2024 for a movie to have practical sets, granted, yeah, was a lot of CGI, but for it to look as good as it did using some practical sets, it was really a really nice change of pace.
I
So,
agree.
I
agree.
I applaud it for some practical sets.
Trying to be
Really
different.
cool.
Dare to be different.
Dare to be different, and I enjoy getting to see something that I don't very often. Cool for that.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can write us. Oh, Brian likes to talk about writing us to Synthaholics
Oh no!
Tumblr.com.
What I used to say? We're out of practice here. We're not out of practice.
It's
Oh no! Just email David at synthaholics@yahoo.com.
Yeah, and you can also check us out on YouTube. Like I said earlier, all our gaming content will be exclusively on YouTube. The podcast will be delivered on YouTube, like we've done for the past couple of years, and standard wherever you find your audio podcasts as well. So we'll be getting on that as well. We've still got lots of stuff to talk about that we haven't got to cover yet. Lower Decks 4 or 5, whatever the season is. We haven't got to watch that or talk about that. We've got Invincible
I haven't even
season.
watched it. I didn't even know it was out.
I haven't watched it yet either. I've been
This is
waiting.
news to me.
I've been waiting. We got Invincible season 2 to watch and talk about. We've got Dune coming out shortly. So there's some stuff I talk about. We've been gone for a while, but I don't think we've missed anything because we weren't planning on seeing those Marvel movies anyway.
Well, there wasn't really we said over a year ago now at this point that we were gonna stop really doing Marvel stuff, that's the last thing we did was Spider-Man. And I'm pretty sure in the Spider-Man thing when we were like, they don't know what they're doing, we were like, we do know what we're doing. We're not doing Marvel anymore.
Yeah, we're kind of quitting Marvel. So honestly, just 2023 was just a rough year for movies and film, and the writer's strike, actor's strike was just bonkers. So yeah, we weren't trying to avoid you guys. We're sorry for being gone so long. It's just a lot of life happened. We're back though.
Back, baby.
All right. Until next time, live long and prosper and be pink, one and all. Bobby World.
In a world.
Till next time, guys. We'll see ya. But yeah, welcome, guys. But I'm just, if anyone watches this live stream, we're back. Thanks.
We think we're back.
Our format's completely changed. You will see once we get going.
Changed?
Yeah.
Who are we? What are we doing here?
I don't know. I don't know what we're doing.
Where do we go? We were actually on Skull Island the entire time.
The prophets took us and they moved us further in time. For us, it's only been a couple of minutes, but for everyone else in the world,
a couple minutes.
We've only been missing for like a week or two, but to the rest of the world, we've been gone for almost
6 months,
6-7 months. Yeah. So I guess we'll go ahead and do a proper intro for the Ye Olde podcast for you and the Ye Olde audio podcast.